in my 20s, I was given the gift of wisdom, knowledge of the facets of the universe and how things work and function. Now in my late 30s, I realized the fact that in my 20s, I was full of horseshit.
Aren't we all?
So this is a short story about how the troubles of life can be very serious, but one shouldn't take themselves too seriously. With heaviness in his heart, Grandpa couldn't sit anymore while Gerald packed. Approaching Gerald's room, approaching Gerald's room with the density that comes from many seasons of reservation life, he cringes with each bow-legged creak of the thin double-wide floor. He has seen too many young native men move into duffel bag apartments and float on whiskey canoes down rivers of anguish. He watched Gerald's father walk south with his military bag clenched in his hand the way a warrior grips the reins of a war horse that will ride forcefully into certain death. Grandpa begins to sing in a raspy whisper the song to awaken the spirit of their ancestors. Gerald stares at the imitation wood-paneled door, which the faint singing seeps under. He wonders how Grandpa knows he doesn't plan to be gone for only one night. He looks into his journey while taking deep, clean inhalations of a dirty, dry sativa. Scenes of champagne days and wild turkey nights are clouded by familiar screams that taste of dried blood. Grandpa's voice is now accompanied by the shaking rhythm of a turtle rattle. Gerald walks the res with his mind to find something that doesn't have the echo of death and the smell of government commodities. After firmly grinding his joint into the RC Cola ashtray, Gerald grabs the bag and opens the door with ambitious intent. He stops at the sight of Grandpa now seated at the coffee-stained red carpet with his eyes closed tight, singing. He sees a bead of sweat slide down a dark crease in Grandpa's cheek. "Gerald, I need you to help me chop wood for tonight," Grandpa says with his eyes still closed. "Grandpa, I don't want to chop wood. I don't even want to be here anymore," Gerald yells, forcing out his best angry Indian voice. "Gerald, your spirit needs to chop wood. What you want is not real. Your old way isn't real. And Grandpa, stop calling me Gerald. It's G. No one on the res calls me that stupid fucking name." "You are named after your father, boy," Grandpa replies with conviction while slowly helping himself up. "My father's dead, and all your singing, pipe smoking, and sweat ceremonies won't ever bring it back." Gerald storms out of the double-wide mobile home, slamming the door. Grandpa delicately exits after him, finding Gerald lighting a cigarette next to the chopping stump. "You're wrong, boy. With every song he comes to join me. I see him watch you smoke your cigarettes in the morning. He always stands on your left side. He knows your pain and wants to help. And you're right. Gerald isn't your name or your dad's name. These names our people now have are as real as your wants." Grandpa gently puts his hand on Gerald's shoulder. "Come with me into the Inipi. I have one last story for you." "Grandpa, please," Gerald pleads with aggravation. "Okay, I will just tell you here, but I have to sit down. My body is like that old Chevy truck parked over there. It starts, but it has trouble moving." "Here, Grandpa." Gerald pulls the axe out of the chopping stump and rolls it over for Grandpa to sit. "Our family is a part of the Wendigo clan. The tribe called us the backward ones. We were always looked at as troublemakers. Your father got kicked out of school just like you, right around the same age. I too was kicked out of school. For fighting? Gerald asked, now listening quite intently. No, no. Your dad fought, just like you, always trying to prove your warrior spirits. I got kicked out for putting a snake in the nun's desk. Gerald and Grandpa both chuckled. I wanted to use a rattlesnake, but that wouldn't have been as funny. The two burst into thick laughter that makes the crows look down with curiosity from the quaking aspen. Anyways, the people didn't understand our spirit's ways. Grandpa brushes his silver hair behind his ears with his fingers. We are the sacred clowns, G. Heyokas. When the people got stuck in their ways and wants, we would teach them to not take life so serious. What would you do? Gerald asked with interest. Heyokas do whatever they want, whenever they want, as long as their spirit is seeking medicine. We are not bound by the same rules of most people. We would walk backwards, talk backwards, laugh when others cried, and cried when people laughed. Most of us Heyokas have felt more pain than most because we are made to feel more. We are the buzzards. We take in and clean up the decaying energy of the spirit. We are the bringers of renewal for the Creator. This is some of the most powerful medicine. Grandpa, I've always felt different, even before Dad died. Do you mean I should have been fucking with people every day, this whole time? Gerald inquires with a tone of regret. You've been fucking with everyone since before you were born. The day before you were born, you kicked your mom so hard that she dropped a whole plate of fry bread into your crib. She just got done saying how peaceful you'd been the entire time you were in her womb. I told her, this boy is going to eat us all if we're not careful. They both burst into laughter. A long period of silence follows. The crows in the trees cackled and leap into flight, heading east. Grandpa watches them closely. Gerald turns toward Grandpa with a look of concern. What am I supposed to do, Grandpa? You will do what your Heyoka spirit tells you. Grandpa stands quickly, throwing his arms out like crow wings. You will not take everything so seriously. You will dance like lightning and be as loud as thunder. This is your medicine. The most powerful warriors are Heyoka, and they find out faster than other warriors that when they were fighting, they should have been playing. Our people need sacred clowns like you, boy. Grandpa, hold on. I'm supposed to go on a road trip tonight, he says to Grandpa, hesitantly changing the subject. I know about your wants, G. These feelings are not new to young warriors, but you stand at the trail's fork, the same fork your dad found himself, or lost himself. I don't want to end up like my dad, Grandpa, Gerald says with tears held at the edge of his eyelids. I need you to stay, G. Not just to help chop wood and drive me around. I need you to help build your medicine, so all the answers can be found within you. Your father asked this of me. A still moment passes. Will I be able to see him? Gerald said softly. When you're ready, you will. When you are ready, you will see into different worlds. You will travel to them as well. And tomorrow, I will show you how to find your clown power. But first, I will show you some clown magic. All right, Gerald says with light submission. But can I call Three Bears and tell him to not pick me up tonight? Three Bears knows you're not coming, Grandpa reassures. Did you have my mom call him, Grandpa? Fuck! No, the crows told him, he says with a grin. Jesus, Grandpa, the crows. Now I want to show you a lesson in clown magic. Look at the top of that tree over there. You see the hawk perched at the peak? Try to feel her heart beating. Grandpa adjusts Gerald's position with both his hands on his shoulders. Yeah, I see it, Gerald says with rare twinge of excitement. Now, look down at the dog shit you're standing in. Thank you.
Oh! Kawin! When you go?